For many, a key part of the American dream is to one day retire comfortably and live off the fruits of your labor. But over the past few decades, that goal has become much more elusive. Now, some states are stepping in. The NewsHour's Amna Nawaz recently traveled to Oregon, the first in the nation to launch its own state-run retirement program. It's part of our ongoing series, Chasing the Dream.
Running Portland's roller derby league is Kim Stegman's dream job.
I love it because it's all about empowering women and girls to play a team sport, to have a sense of community, and really to grow on and off the track.
Stegman founded the Rose City Rollers in 2004. It's since become one of the largest roller derby leagues in the country. But as her business grew, Stegman didn't have time or resources to figure out how to select, afford, nor offer a company retirement plan for her 7 employees.
So I have 600 skaters on any given day of the week, and so sometimes the needs of your membership kind of trumps the, trying to figure out the benefit structure.
So when she heard about a new state retirement program billed as hassle-free, she jumped at the chance.
I want to be a good boss. I want to, lead an organization that is taking care of its employees. So empowering my staff to plan for their future goes right along with that.
Here's how Oregon Saves works.
Oregon Saves is a retirement savings option for Oregonians 18 years and older who have...
Businesses hook their payrolls into a system that automatically enrolls employees in a savings plan. Workers can opt out, but if they don't, a set amount of their choosing is deducted from each paycheck and invested into a Roth IRA, a tax-free retirement account. By 2020, every business in Oregon will be required to offer a traditional retirement plan or join Oregon Saves. State Treasurer Tobias Reed says the idea is to make saving as easy as possible.
There are about 1 million people in Oregon, in a state with 4 million population, who don't have access to a way to save for retirement at work. So we're trying to remove the barriers and make it easier for people to do that and be in control of what their retirement's going to look like.
And it's not just an issue here in Oregon. Across the country, an estimated 55 million Americans don't have access to a retirement plan through their employer.
The retirement crisis in the United States today is very real.
Angela Antonelli heads Georgetown University's Retirement Center, advising states on retirement policies. She points to a recent survey showing almost half of all Americans nearing retirement have less than $25,000 saved. 1 in 4 don't even have $1,000 put away. And because people are living longer, they need more money now than ever before.
Many families today really are concerned that they're going to outlive their retirement savings, and they're more afraid of that than they are of death.
Studies have shown workers are 15 times more likely to save if they have access to an employer-sponsored retirement plan. But about half of all small to mid-sized businesses don't offer one. States like Oregon are now taking matters into their own hands. So far, 10 states have passed laws to create state retirement programs. Many more have put similar proposals on the table.
Anything that individual states can do to help ease that gap is going to be certainly in the interests of individual people, but in the interests of the state too, because when people have assets and they have choices, there's going to be less of a stretch on state budgets that are generally already stretched.
But some workers aren't convinced state retirement plans work for them. Chris Chirilla is the bar manager at Renata, an Italian restaurant in Portland. He opted out of Oregon Saves. Chirilla has spent 17 years in the restaurant industry. And with a family of 4, including a newborn daughter, he says right now he doesn't have any extra money to save.
The expenses are always climbing. And our ability to pay our bills is there, but putting money away for savings and college tuitions and things of that nature is not where we'd like it to be, for sure.
But there's another reason Chirilla opted out of Oregon Saves. He says he doesn't trust the state to handle his money.
Why give someone my money when I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to see any kind of return, or if something goes awry, am I going to see that, am I going to see that money back?
State officials point out Oregon isn't handling the money. Private financial investment firms are, and savers can choose low or higher risk investments. And they say Chirilla is an exception. So far, about 80% of employees auto-enrolled in Oregon Saves decided to stay in. But Chirilla isn't the only one with concerns. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce has also warned against the trend towards state-run retirement programs. Aaliyah Wong is the Chamber's Executive Director of Retirement Policy.
We just want to be careful that as we move forward and we're trying to do the right thing, we don't unintentionally do the wrong thing.
Wong argues state, as opposed to federal retirement programs, can be burdensome for employers, especially for companies that operate in multiple states.
It becomes very complicated because not only does each state have a different program, they have different definitions of who's covered by that program.
The Chamber is supporting some new initiatives, like Washington State's Marketplace, a website where employees can choose a private savings plan, or efforts by businesses to band together to afford their own retirement plan. But some say the retirement crisis is so dire, every option should be on the table.
There's decades of failure to close the access gap, to look at and to say it's time to try something different.
Stegman says business is still booming, and that she can already see the benefits of Oregon Saves for her own future.
For me, already having put away a few $1,000s over the last couple months, I'm like, that's fantastic. Like, I'm happy as a clam.
More than 53,000 Oregonians have saved nearly $4 million since the program launched. The state says that shows success, but there's still a lot on the line. If early adopters like Oregon make it work, more states might follow their lead. But if Oregon falters, other state retirement solutions could be stopped dead in their tracks. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Amna Nawaz in Portland, Oregon.